So hi there students, welcome back to another video lesson. So after nating i-discuss yung introduction ng quadratic inequality as well as yung pag-solve natin ng quadratic inequalities using the inequality symbols. So ang next na gagawin naman natin is to solve problems involving quadratic inequalities. So yung mga natutunan nyo dun sa quadratic inequality, i-apply lang natin sa mga real life problems. So let's start. So our lesson objective is to solve word problems on quadratic inequality. So how do we solve quadratic inequality again? In solving quadratic inequality, we first solve the roots of the corresponding equality. So i-convert natin, ita-transform natin yung given inequality into quadratic equations para makuha natin yung mga roots. And then after nating makuha yung mga roots, ipa-plot natin yun dun sa number line para makita natin yung mga intervals. So let's have the first problem. The product of two integers is at most 28 and their sum is 16. What are the two integers? So we have there the word at most. So kapag nabasa niyo po yung word at most, so the inequality symbol is less than or equal to. Kapag nabasa niyo naman yung word na at least, that is greater than or equal to. Okay, so let's represent this problem. Let x be the first number. So if x is the first number, what will be the second number? That is 16 minus x. Now, paano yung inequality? So since yung product ng two integers is at most 28, so pwede natin i-represent as x times 16 minus x is less than or equal to 28. And then we multiply. So x times 16, that is 16x. X times negative x, that is negative x squared, is less than or equal to 28. And then yung 28, ilipat natin sa left side. So magiging negative x squared plus 16x minus 28 is less than or equal to 0. So, hindi po pwedeng maging negative yung numerical coefficient ng ax squared. So, we need to divide the whole inequality by negative 1. Okay. So, upon dividing, yung pong inequality symbol na less than or equal to, magiging greater than or equal to na po. Okay, ganun po yun. So, mag-change po yung inequality symbol. So, kung greater than or equal to na po yung nakasulat dyan, so magiging less than or equal to. Basta dapat yung opposite. So, sulat lang natin yung bagong inequality, magiging x squared minus 16x plus 28 is greater than or equal to 0 na siya ngayon. And then, gawin natin siyang equation, x squared minus 16x plus 28 equals 0. And then we factor. So the factors of 28 that will give a sum of negative 16 are 14, negative 14 and negative 2. So we equate each term to 0. So that will become x minus 14 equals 0. And then the other one will become x minus 2 equals 0. So x minus 14 is equal to 0. So we add 14 to both sides. So x equals 14. So this will be our first solution. X minus 2 is equal to 0. So we add 2 to both sides. So x equals 2. This will be our second solution. So itong mga nakuha nating solution na ngayon is i-plot natin sa number line. So ngayon i-plot natin yung mga nakuha nating points kanina. So dito yung 2. Then dito yung 14. Pareho po silang close dot. Then, kuha tayo ng test points. So, dito sa x is less than or equal to 2, ang kunin natin dito is yung negative 3 or 0. Pwede rin yung 0. So, para mas mabilis, 0. Okay. So, 0 squared, that is 0. Negative 16 times 0, that is 0. So, 28 is greater than or equal to 0. This is true. Next, sa gitna naman ng 2 tsaka 14, kunin natin yung 3. So, 3 squared minus 16 times 3 plus 28 is greater than or equal to 0. So, 3 squared, that is 9. Negative 16 times 3, that is negative 48, plus 28 is greater than or equal to 0. And then we combine like terms. 9 plus 28, that is 37, minus 48, that is negative 11, is greater than or equal to 0, which is false. And then x is greater than or equal to 14. Kunin natin yung 15. So, 15 squared minus 16 times 15 plus 28 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So, 15 squared, that is 225. Negative 16 times 15, that is negative 240. Plus 28 is greater than or equal to 0. So, 225 plus 28, that is 253. Minus 240, that is 13 is greater than or equal to 0, which is true. So, the solution set of our given problem is x is less than or equal to 2 or x is greater than or equal to 14. So, here are the possible answers. So, sulat lang natin yung solusyon natin kanina. X is less than or equal to 2 or x is greater than or equal to 14. So, kung yung x natin is na isa is 2, yung isa nating x is 14. So, 2 plus 14, that is 16. So, tama siya. So, 2 times 14, that is 28. Tama din. What about 1? And then, kunin natin sa kabila is 15. 1 plus 15, that is 16. Tama pa rin. 1 times 15, that is 15. So, at most, 28 pa rin siya. Tama. So, kung 0 naman, tsaka 16. So, 0 plus 16, that is 16. And then, 0 times 16, that is 0. So, at most pa rin siya. Next, negative 1 plus 17, that is 16. So, tama pa rin. And then, multiplying negative 1 and 17, that is negative 17. So, negative 17 is at most 28. Okay, so, isa pa, negative 2, and then 18. So, the sum is 16. So, if we multiply negative 2 and 18, the answer is negative 36. So, there are infinitely many solutions. So, dapat x is less than or equal to 2 or x is greater than or equal to 14 lang. Next, problem number 2. The area of a rectangular garden should be at least 250 square meters. If its length is 5 meters more than twice its width, find the range of the possible values for the lot's length and width. Okay, so we have there the word at least. Ibig sabihin, yung ating inequality symbol is greater than or equal to. So, paano natin i-represent yan? Let x be the width. And then, based sa problem natin, the length is 5 meters more than twice. So, magiging 2x plus 5. Ito po yung length. So, paano natin isa-set up yung inequality? Okay, so based dyan sa given problem, the area is 250 square meters. So, yung area po, that is length times width. So, magiging ganito po siya niyan. X times 2x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 250. So, saan nakuha yung greater than or equal to? Because of the word at least. Okay. And then, we multiply x times 2x, that is 2x squared. And then x times 5, that is 5x, is greater than or equal to 250. So, sulat lang natin na greater than or equal to 0 siya. So, ilipat natin 250 sa left side. So, magiging 2x squared plus 5x minus 250 is greater than or equal to 0. And then, pwede natin siyang i-transform into an equation. Magiging 2x squared plus 5x minus 250 equals 0. So, sulat natin yung equation ulit. 2x squared plus 5x minus 250 equals 0. And then, ifa-factor natin siya ngayon. So, since yung numerical coefficient ng ax squared is not equal to 1, so gagamit tayo ng AC method. So, multiply natin yung 2 tsaka yung negative 250. And that is negative 500. Now, what are the factors of negative 500 that when added will give a sum of 5? So, yung factors po ng negative 500 are 25 and negative 20. Okay, so sulat natin x plus 25 times x minus 20 equals 0. And then, i-divide natin dun sa numerical coefficient ng ax squared, which is 2. So, we cannot divide 25 by 2. So, ilipat natin yung 2 sa tabi ng x. So, magiging 2x plus 25 times, so, negative 20 divided by 2, that is negative 10. So, magiging x minus 10 equals 0. And then, we equate each term to 0. So, 2x plus 25 equals 0. This will become 2x equals negative 25. So, we subtract 25 to both sides. So, divide by 2. So, x equals negative 25 over 2. Next, x minus 10 equals 0. So, we add 10 to both sides. So, this will become x equals 10. So, yung solution natin, x equals 10 and x equals negative 25 over 2. So, i-represent natin ngayon yan using number line. So, dito yung negative 25 over 2. Then, dito naman yung 10. So, pareho po silang close dot. So, ayan. Then, pili tayo ng test points. So, kapag dinivide natin yung negative 25 sa 2, ibibigay niya po is negative 12 and 1/2. So, kunin na natin yung negative 13. Okay. So, 2 times negative 13 squared plus 5 times negative 13 minus 250 is greater than or equal to 0. So, negative 13 squared, that is 169. So, 2 times 169 and then plus 5 times negative 13, that is negative 65 minus 250 is greater than or equal to 0. So, the product of 2 and 169 is 338. So, negative 65 minus 250, that is negative 315. It's greater than or equal to 0. And then we subtract 338 minus 315, that is 23, is greater than or equal to 0. So, this is true. Next, sa pagitan naman ng negative 25 over 2 tsaka 10, So, pwede natin kunin dyan is yung 0, of course. So, ang matitira lang po dito is negative 250. Is greater than or equal to 0? No. So, this is false. Next, x is greater than or equal to 10. Pwede natin kunin yung 11. Okay, kahit yung mismong 10 din, pwede. Okay, so 11 na lang. So, 2 times 11 squared plus 5 times 11 minus 250 is greater than or equal to 0. So, 11 squared, that is 121. And then, 5 times 11, that is 55. Minus 250 is greater than or equal to 0. So, 2 times 121, that is 242. Plus 55 minus 250 is greater than or equal to 0. And then we combine like terms or like signs. 242 plus 55, that is 297. Minus 250, that is 47, is greater than or equal to 0. This is true. Okay. So, napansin nyo, nag-true siya dun sa x is less than or equal to negative 25 over 2, tsaka x is greater than or equal to 10. However, so, bawal po kasi ang negative na measurement po. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, kahit na true ang nasa left side natin, dun sa x is less than or equal to negative 25 over 2, so, hindi po siya pwedeng kunin as solution. So, yung solution set lang po natin dito will be x is greater than or equal to 10 lamang po. So, let's have the possible answers. So, sulat lang natin yung representation natin kanina, wherein yung width natin is x, and then yung length naman natin is 2x plus 5. Okay. So, what if x equals 10? So, what will be the length? So, the length will be 2 times 10, that is 20 plus 5. So, 25. So, kapag pinag-multiply natin yung 10 tsaka 25, yung area po is 250 square meters. Okay, so label lang natin, ito yung width. Ito naman yung length. Okay, next. If x equals 15, so what will be the length? So, 2 times 15, that is 30 plus 5, that is 35. So, kapag pinag-multiply natin yan, 15 and 35, our answer will be 525 square meters. So, last, x equals 20. So, if the width is 20 meters, what will be the length? So, 2 times 20, that is 40, plus 5. So, our length will be 45. We multiply 20 and 45, that is 900 square meters. As you can see, yung mga nakukuha po nating area, at least 250 square meters. So, yung solution po natin na x is greater than or equal to 10 is correct. So, after nating i-discuss yung solving problems involving quadratic inequality, so our next topic will be models real-life situation using quadratic functions. So, after nating i-discuss yung quadratic equation, we have quadratic inequality. And then, yung final topic natin for this quarter will be quadratic functions. So, wherein mag-graph tayo ng parabola. So, yun lang. Maraming salamat at sana may natutunan kayo dito sa ating video lesson.